कीर्तन तनुभृतां गोविंद गानामृतैः श्री गौरांग गुणानुवर्णन विधौ सद्ध्या समिद्धान्वितं पापत्यापन कीर्तन तनुभृतां गोविंद गानामृतैः आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनैकनिपुणं कैवल्यनिस्वार्थं वन्दे रूपसनातनं रघुजुगं श्रीदेवगोपालकं कृष्णकीर्तनगाननर्तनपरं प्रेमामृतां वनिधि तत्त्वातो नमसे समण्डलपति शनिं सदा तुच्छम भूत्वा दीनगणेशकरुकरुणया कोऽपि न कण्ठाश्रितौ तत्त्वातो नमसे समण्डलपति शनिं सदा तुच्छव भूत्वा दीनगणेशकरुकरुणया कोऽपि न कण्ठाश्रितौ गोपी भावरसामृताभिलहरी कल्लोलमग्नोन्मुहो वन्दे रूपसनातन रघुजुगं श्रीजीवगोपालकौ कृष्ण के जय राधा माधव पुण्य बिहारी जय राधा माधव पुण्य बिहारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरो वनचारी
Los Angeles. How much of me can they see?
गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवनधारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरो वनचारी यमुना तीरो वनचारी जय राधा माधव पुण्य बिहारी जय राधा माधव
To Los Angeles Temple.
Radha Krishna Ko Gopla Sam Kund Radha Kund Giri Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Guru Dwarka Dham Ki Jai, Swami Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, all glories to the all glories to the. Thank you very much.
Bit different. Hare Krishna.
Dear devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Jagat Krishna Prabhupada. All glories to His Grace Kripanidhi Prabhu. And all glories to the assembled Vaishnavi devotees. Prabhuji, we thank you so much for being here with us today. You heard Sri Prabhupada chant. Let me do this. You heard Sri Prabhupada chant, so we may put the verse on the screen and then you take it over from here. Thank you so much for being here again, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So we're doing third canto.
Yes.
Chapter 1.
Yes.
Text number
3 and 4.
3 and 4, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you very much for inviting me to your wonderful African Yatra. And hopefully one day I can, with this material body, land in Africa and engage in some preaching there.
Jai.
So we already did the Jai Radhamada. That was Prabhupada in Los Angeles. I was actually there in that.
Wow, beautiful.
Yes. I recognize. Yeah. I think it's 1975 or 76 in Los Angeles. It was nice memory.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so let us start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasa Chachorayam Udirayat Nasta Preshu Abadeshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Srimad Bhagavatam. Questions by Vidura. Should I chant 3 and then 4? And we'll maybe repeat text number 4, or I'll just chant them. So text number 3, chapter 1. Rajovacha kutra shatur bhagavata maitreya nasa sangamaha kalava sahasamvada etad varnayana prabho. Transliteration. Raj Uvacha, the king said, Kutra wherein, Shatuhu, with Vidura, Bhagavata, and with his grace, Maitreyena, with Maitreya, Asa, there was, Sangama, a meeting, Kada, when, Va, also, Saha, with, Samvadaha, discussion, Etad, this, Varnya, describe, Naha, unto me, Prabhu, O my Lord. The king asked Sukadev Goswami, where and when did the meeting and discussion take place between Saint Vidura and His Grace Maitreya Muni? Kindly oblige, my Lord, and describe this to us. Purport. Exactly as Shonaka Rishi inquired of Sutta Goswami, and Sutta Goswami replied, so Srila Sukadeva Goswami replied to King Parikshit's inquiries. The king was very anxious to understand the meaningful discussion that took place between the two great souls. Text number 4. Nahi alpar todayastasya vidurasya malatmanaha tasmin variyasi prashnaha sadhu vadopabrimhitaha. Na, never. He, certainly. Alpa artha, small, unimportant purpose. Udayaha, raised. Tasya, his. Vidurasya, of Vidura. Amala atmana, of the saintly man. Tasmin, in that. Variyasi, highly purposeful. Prashnaha, question. Sadhuvada, things approved by saints and sages. Upabrim hitaha, full with. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Saint Vidura was a great and pure devotee of the Lord. Therefore, his questions to His Grace, Rishi Maitreya, must have been very purposeful, on the highest level, and approved by learned circles. Purport. Questions and answers among different classes of men have different values. Inquiries by mercantile men in a business exchange cannot be expected to be highly purposeful in spiritual values. Questions and answers by different classes of men can be guessed by the caliber of the persons concerned. In the Bhagavad Gita, the discussion was between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the Supreme Person, and the Supreme Devotee, respectively. The Lord admitted Arjuna to be his devotee and friend. Bhagavad Gita 4th, chapter 3rd, verse. And therefore any sane man can guess that the discussion was on the topic of the Bhakti Yoga system. Actually, the whole Bhagavad Gita is based on the principle of Bhakti Yoga. There is a difference between karma and karma yoga. Karma is regulated action for the enjoyment of the fruit by the performer. But karma yoga is action performed by the devotee for the satisfaction of the Lord. Karma yoga is based on bhakti, or pleasing the Lord, whereas karma is based on pleasing the senses of the performer himself. According to the SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, one is advised to approach a bona fide spiritual master when one is actually inclined to question from an elevated level of spiritual understanding. A common man who has no interest in spiritual values has no need to approach a spiritual master just as a matter of following fashion. As a student, Maharaj Parikshit was serious about learning the science of God, and Sukadeva Goswami was a bona fide spiritual master in the transcendental science. Both of them knew that the topics discussed by Vidura and Rishi Maitreya were elevated, and thus Maharaj Parikshit was very interested in learning from the bona fide spiritual master. Have to excuse me for a moment, Prabhu. I have to get a Kleenex. Thank you. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gina Gina Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Gina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. This is very wonderful part, third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Vidura meets Maitreya. Vidura has left Hastinapur, where he was advising Dhritarashtra, his brother, to give up his sinful activities, his intriguing with his son Duryodhan and his other sons, and Karna and Shakuni, that throughout the entire sojourn, different chapters of Mahabharata, we see that in so many ways, Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra were very adverse to the dharmic principles, and Dhritarashtra himself was very was blinded. Prabhupada says blinded both by material blindness and spiritual blindness, and was simply attached to his son ruling the entire world. At that time, Prabhupada said that the entire world was under one flag. Eventually, Krishna puts Maharaj Yudhisthira as the emperor of the entire world. So now Vidura is meeting Maitreya, and Maitreya gives him many wonderful instructions on the path of Bhakti Yoga. And because of this, Sukadeva Goswami is inquired or requested by Maharaj Parikshit to explain what were the topics that Vidura and Maitreya were interacting or interlocuting with. And Maitreya explains the path of devotional service. He starts discussing Kapila Dev and Mother Devahuti. In further chapters of the third canto, Sankhya Yoga, and so on. So Srila Prabhupada says, beginning here, that question and answers by different classes of men can be guessed by the caliber of the persons concerned. So we see that Sukadeva Goswami in the second canto, he condemns the materialistic people who are always interested in politics and material. They're motivated, loba pravitim aramba karmana ashama spriya rajani tani jayante vivide bharatarshaba. And the mode of passion, those covered by the mode of passion, although in the human form of life, are simply interested in acquiring wealth, loba, and are very materialistic. Their judgment in all spheres of reality are based on material position, material prestige, material power, material wealth, material beauty, Janmaishvarya, Shuta Shribir, material knowledge. All these things are contaminating the mind and consciousness of those who are simply interested in everything except serving Lord Krishna. So Dhritarashtra is going to be described in this chapter as such a blind person. Yashastra utsrija vartate kamakarta nasa siddhim avapnoti nasukam na parangati. So Krishna tells Arjuna in the 18th chapter that those who reject the words of God's scripture, Shastra, and work according to their own whims, they can never attain the goal of human life, to understand oneself, Atata Brahma Jigyasa. They can never understand who I am. And Nasa Siddhim, the perfection of human life will be lost to them. And unfortunately, the warning is there by Sukadev Goswami, Sva Vidvarahu Strai Samstusa Purusha Pushu Nayat Karna Patope to Jatu Nama Gadagaja. Men who are like
Prabhuji, we're sorry, I think something happened to your audio. If you can check it. I think there was a disconnection. No, we cannot hear Prabhuji. There was a problem with Prabhuji's audio, so they're trying to get that fixed. And we'll hear his transcendental wisdom once again. Hare Krishna.
It has break.
Maybe he may not be hearing us. Maybe you can send him a chat so that probably maybe he will see it.
I think, there was a message sent. There was a problem with Prabhuji's audio, so they're trying to get that fixed. And we'll hear his all right. Wisdom once again. All right, you can hear us, but we cannot hear you.
It has break.
Maybe he may not be hearing us. Maybe you can send him a chat so that probably maybe he will see it.
I think there was a message sent.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, yes. Very good.
Trying to get that fixed.
And we'll hear his all right. Once again. Prabhuji, it appears you have two devices opened. That might be the reason. Yeah.
Changing.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I think if you use this particular device you are on now, we're going to hear you.
Can you hear me? Audio is good?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you.
Oh, good. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Good. So Sukadeva Goswami is condemning those, and here Srila Prabhupada says that he's referring to those who are materialistic. Rupa Goswami also avoid prajalpo, atyahara payashascha prajalpanyamaga, that the mind is very inclined to hearing gossip and what we call gramya katha, which is like just village talk. But this is basically described as a kind of envy, this gossip and politics. Anubandham shaya himsham anapeksha chaporusham mohad arabhyate karma yatta tamasi uchate. Those in the mode of ignorance, they like to discuss things which are eventually destructive to the spiritual progress of life. Anubandham shaya himsham, and they enjoy themselves in hearing about the misery of others. Prabhupada explains that himsham
Prabhuji, I believe there has been a switch of device, and so we cannot hear you at the moment. Okay. Well, this is very interesting in this part of this material world. No, we cannot hear you at the moment, Prabhuji. But I can understand you said there is a storm in your area and it's affecting the connection. Where I am now, the heat is also killing everybody here. So I don't know if you can hear me, but while some people are burning somewhere, the rain is also punishing others somewhere else. If I'm not mistaken, if you switched off one of the devices you have and just use one, that might not cause any interference. And we may be able to.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes,
No.
we can hear you now.
Okay. Oh, he can hear me. So when that's switched off,
Yes.
you can hear me. Okay, let's keep going then.
Yes, probably.
So Krishna describes to Arjuna in the 18th chapter that in the mode of ignorance, people derive pleasure. Shaya himsha means by hurting people, not just physical body, but Prabhupada says putting someone in anxiety is a form of violence. Anubandham shaya himsam. Himsa means violence, but also putting someone in anxiety. So these kinds of personalities, they're not interested in hearing the nectar. Shushu Shradadana Sha Vasudeva Kata Ruchi. They don't want to taste the ruchi, the nectar. They have no taste, actually, for hearing the glories of the beautiful Lord Krishna, his personal activities, his personal holy name, and his qualities as well. The holy name and Krishna's form and activities, his personality, his beauty, all of his different qualities described by Rupa Goswami, they're all contained in the holy name. So people have no inclination to hear the glories of the Lord as described here. Prabhupada is saying, any sane man can guess that the discussion was on the topic of Bhakti Yoga system. Even Prasanna Manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogataha. That it's recommended by Sukadev Goswami that we engage in Bhakti Yoga, engaging in Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smarnam Padasevanam, Archanam Bandhanam Dasyam, Sakyam Atmani Vedanam. It begins by watering the seed of devotional service through hearing and chanting. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. Here is also mentioned by Srila Prabhupada that the common man who has no taste for hearing the glories of Krishna need not approach a spiritual master as a matter of fashion. So we see around the world now many yogis, bogus yogis, Guru na sasyat, swajano na sasyat, pita na sasyat, janani na sasyat, daivam na tasyan na patisya sasyan, amochedya samupeta mrityu. One should not be a guru, a husband, a wife, a member of society, a father, a demigod, if he does not, has no ability to teach a person how to engage in devotional service, how to save one from the ocean of birth and death. So we are very fortunate. The Gaudiya Sampradaya, the representative, Srila Prabhupada, is being empowered to distribute this pure knowledge. Unfortunately, there are many pseudo yogis and pseudo swamis who go, especially in the West, so many of them go around and accumulate so much money, people who are looking to get some relief from this forest fire of material existence. The world, the material world is compared to be a big forest, the forest of material enjoyment described by Bharat, Jada Bharat to Maharaj Rahugana in the 5th canto. And in that forest, there's so many predators. And one of them are the yogis and swamis, pseudo devotees, pseudo yogis, compared to birds of prey, like the vulture. They come and simply pick away at the person's flesh and eat his flesh. Of course, there are other enemies we have, like government officials and so on, materialistic relatives. Dina Kadakini Rat Kabagini. It's a Hindi word. Bhagini means tiger, and Dakini means a witch. So a materialistic wife is compared in this canto, 5th canto, to a witch during the day because she goes shopping and spending her husband's money. And at night, Bhagini. Bhagini means a tiger. She drinks his blood in the form of sex life. So in this way, there's so many enemies in this forest of material existence. The pseudo yogis and swamis, people want to be cheated. They want some cheap way of getting liberation because they've tried to enjoying the senses. Yehi samsparsaja boga dukkha yone evate adyanta kanta kunteya nateshu samate buddha. An intelligent person does not indulge himself in the sources of misery, which are due to contact between the senses and the sense objects. Such a person renounces this kind of material pleasure, which is actually Vishayi Durjana. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I'm just drinking poison. Narottam Das Thakur says, simply drinking poison. Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Vishara Vijaya means I'm simply drinking poison, thinking it to be nectar. So, those kind of persons are disqualified and need not approach a bona fide spiritual master. The spiritual master is one who is looking for sincere persons who are proceeding sincerely on the path of self-realization, which means bhakti yoga. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes that in Kali Yuga, Kalua Nastyeva, 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 Karma Kanda, worship of demigods, performance of rituals, all these things we see, especially here in India, so many rituals going on. People go to church, they do some rituals. Rejected. Karma Kanda is rejected in the age of Kali by Lord Chaitanya. Jnana Kanda, people cultivating all kinds of knowledge, mental speculation, impersonalism. That is also rejected by Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Jnana Kanda. And of course, mystic yoga processes are not practical in the age of Kali. So, Kalaryat Hari Kirtanam, Sukadeva Goswami states, Akritayat Dhyayato Vishnu. Oh yes, in Satya Yuga, Dhruva Maharaj was living in Madhuvan, in near Vrindavan, in the forest of Madhuvan, standing on one leg. And within 6 months, he was able to stifle the entire universe. You know, he began by eating only berries for 3 months. And then the next 3 months, he was just eating grass and leaves. Of course, he was aspiring to get a big kingdom like his grandfather, Lord Brahma, great-grandfather Brahma, or his grandfather Swayambhuva Manu. So he went to get this material things, but ultimately, because of Narada Muni, the wonderful, great devotee amongst the sages, Deva Rishi Naradastata. Narada Muni is the Deva Rishi, the sage amongst the demigods. He got purified, and ultimately Lord Vishnu appeared in his presence. And then he became totally ecstatic and developed prema bhakti, pure love for Radha and Krishna. So that is Kritayat Dhyayato Vishnu. Simply by performing thousands of years of austerities and the practice of yoga in Satya Yuga, where a person lives for 100,000 years, that is okay. But here Sukadeva Goswami says, Kaliyat Dari Kirtanam, the same benefit simply by chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sharva Shaktis, that all that power is invested, Lord's potencies, all his potencies, his Shaktis, Sarvasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shriyate, Swabhavaki Gyana, all the potency of God, unbelievable amounts of potency. Yad Yad Vibhuti Mat Satvam Shrimat Urjitam Evava. Krishna tells Arjuna, like you're seeing all these planets, all these demigods that are being crushed in my Vishnu form, Vishwarupa form. Is this a spark of my splendor? He says. Mammote Jamsa Sambhava. Spark of my splendor. What does speak? All that power, all that potency is invested in this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is the mercy of the Lord in Kali Yuga. Kali Kalera Namarupa Krishna Avatar. Namahoite Hoy Sarva Jagat Nishtar. The Lord Chaitanya comes in the mood of Radharani. Suvalita. He comes in the mood of Srimati Radharani. It's Krishna, but he comes in this mood of pure compassion, patita pavana, full of compassion. Therefore, the fit, the unfit, Jagai Madhai, Sanatana Goswami met Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Varanasi. He also met him in a place in Bengal called Radhadesh. And that was when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was trying to go to Vrindavan, and Rupa and Sanatan met him for the first time. Their names were Dabir Kash and Sakir Malak. Dabir Kash, Rupa Goswami, Sakir Malak, Sanatan Goswami. And they prostrated themselves. They took some grass and put it in their mouth. They took some rope and put around their neck. And in great humility, they put their head at the lotus feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So these great personalities, they are giving us all this mercy here in the age of Kali. And they told Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you have saved the most sinful, Jagai and Madhai. They're murderers. They were rapists and murderers, merciless. Jagai Madhai. You gave so much mercy to Madhai and Jagai, who even struck on the head of Lord Nityananda and caused some blood to come. Lord Nityananda was simply begging them, my only I beg is to take up the holy name and chant it. So Lord Chaitanya was going to kill them, but of course we know Nityananda reminded him, Mahavadanyaya. Vadanyaya. This is the quality of compassion, the quality of magnanimity. That you have to be magnanimous, or else everyone will be killed by Sudarshan Chakra. Everyone will take birth in the lower species of life in their next life, unless you give this holy name mercy. So even those who are not qualified in this age of Kali, the Guru Parampara, the great Acharyas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prokashodas Babaji, Srila Prabhupada, they're empowered by the Lord. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye. This is Krishna entered the heart of Lord Brahma and empowered him to speak, sing, and introduce the Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. He's the head of our Sampradaya. Brahma Samhita was sung by Lord Brahma. So in this way, the Lord has empowered the great Acharyas, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. There's our Nitya Siddhas who are coming now to uplift here in the darkness of Kali Yuga. So one who is serious about getting out, Samashitaye Padapala Vaplava Mahat Padam Punya Yishomari. One who wants to get out of this ocean of misery, which is very difficult. There's so much danger. Vambudiri Vatsa Padam 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 Yad Param Param Yad Vipadam Natesham. Step by step in this world, there is so much danger. But if one takes shelter of the bona fide spiritual master, Vidura, although he is Lord Yamaraj, we know he's Lord Yamaraj, he was cursed by one Muni, Manduk Muni, to take birth as the daughter, the son of a Sudrani. She was a maidservant to the queens. And he took birth, he's Lord Yamaraj himself, one of the 12 Mahajans, right? Swayambhu, Naradas, Shambhu, Komarangam, like this. Kapilo Manu. Pralado, Janako, Bhishmo, Vayam, Balir, Vayasaki, Vayam. Lord Yamaraj is one of the 12 great Mahajans, and he's taking birth to participate in the Lord's wonderful pastimes on this planet 5,000 years ago. And he is the instrument that Krishna uses how to defy the evil strategies and the intrigues of the Kauravas. Even Duryodhana accused him of being a spy. You're spying for the Pandavas, our great enemies. Duryodhana basically represents atheism and demoniac qualities, which is there described by Krishna to Arjuna. Dambo Darpo Abhimanascha Krodha Parusham Evacha. Very proud, false prestige, very harsh, very angry, Krodha, Parusham, very harsh person. These are the qualities of the non-devotees influenced by passion and ignorance. Completely overwhelmed by the modes of nature, their lives are uselessly wasted. They don't want to hear about the glories of the Lord at all. Therefore, they cannot make any purification. They're full of anarthas. Dhritarashtra's heart was full of anarthas, unwanted desires for the poor jiva, the poor little soul that's struggling and being tossed and turned by the waves of the modes of material nature. They have no idea how powerful Krishna's external energy is. She's extremely powerful. She's just eating away at these poor souls. Tanaham Dushitakurun Samsareshu Naradamam. Shipamiya Jashuma Shubham Asurishu Evayonishu. They're taking birth, Krishna says, because they're duskritina, they have no desire. Like Prahlad says, my dear best of the demons. That sadhumanye surya varya dehinam sada samudvega dhyama sadgrahat. You're simply involved in the temporary acquisition of life. And you're so proud of your griha, your house, your bank balance, you have a good wife. All these things are simply compared to fantasy, like a willow of the wisp. In the forest, sometimes a tree, it glows in the darkness. It's called the willow of the wisp. And a person runs to it to get some warmth. There's no warmth there. Jalam tad udvavaishchanam hitpagya jalam kamyaya. The deer is very thirsty and he wants to drink water, but he sees in the desert an oasis, a mirage in the desert. Migatrishumupadavet anyatra swartadrik swataha. And he doesn't realize that it's a mirage. There's nothing, there's no water there. And instead of looking under the grass where he is in the forest and where there's water, instead of looking within himself, Yitan Yatra Artadrik Sotaha, for his own benefit, he has to go inside where the Lord is sitting within his heart. Right? Sarvasrichaham Ridishani Vishto. He's looking outside of himself. Bahir Arta Manina. Nate Vidu Swa Arta Gatimi Vishnu. That their self-interest is Vishnu, but Nate Vidu. They don't know, they don't care. Bahir Arta. Let me go in the desert and get some happiness. So here Maitreya is going to discuss with Vidura many aspects of the world, our relationship with the world, how Lord Brahma creates the various species. He is a secondary creator. The process of Sankhya, the different elements, the different senses. We have various types of senses, knowledge acquiring senses, working senses, the objects of the senses, and then subtler elements, mind, false ego, intelligence. All these things will be described in the third canto. So, therefore, Prabhupada said that if you think that you can ever repay your spiritual master, you're living a hallucination. You're simply living in a hallucination. If you think somehow you can repay your spiritual master, not possible. Not possible. Therefore, the disciple becomes always Trinadapi Sunechena, very, very humble state of mind, thinking oneself like Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, Lord, and the straw lying on the ground. People trample on the straw. They keep walking. People abuse. Mother Nature is right now in West Bengal abusing all the trees. Trees. So many branches broken, so many trees being blown over. But the tree tolerates heat, cold. People cut their branches for fire. They take the fruit off of the tree and enjoy it. Tree just tolerates everything. So this is the qualification. Trinadapi Sunechena, Doror Eva Sahishnuna. Amanina. Amanidvama Dambidvama Himsa Shantir Arjavam. In the 13th chapter, Krishna tells Arjuna, what are the real qualities of knowledge? The first one he mentions Amanidvan, humble state of mind, offering respect to everyone and never expecting any respect from anyone. Haridas Thakur, the Namacharya, in this age of Kali, 300,000 names of God every day. That's a lot of rounds, 192. When he went to Puri, he stayed at a distance and he told Lord Chaitanya, no, I can't go near the temple because I am born in a Muslim family, a Malecha Yavana. I will offend the Brahmins. This is the humility of Haridas Thakur. When he was beaten in 22 marketplaces by the Mohammedan government, the Qazi, the Mohammedans here in Benapola, where he lived in Benapola in Bangladesh now. He was praying so intensely that those who were beating him, please, I will accept their sinful reactions for beating me. Please don't let them suffer in hell for these actions of beating me. Please let them go back to Godhead. He was praying so hard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him later on at the house of Srivas Thakur, he said, I was sending my Sudarshan Chakra to kill those constables, but your prayers were so powerful that it kept away my Sudarshan Chakra. That is the power of the humble devotee who was empowered by the Lord. Srila Prabhupada is very humble, but so much power. So if one wants to receive the mercy of the Guru, that is Lord Nityananda. Nitai Padakamalayur, Koti Chandra Shushitala, Echaya Jagat Juraya, Hino Vino Nityabai, Radha Krishna Poitinai. Lord Nityananda is Guru Tattva. He is the original Guru. All the Gurus, the great acharyas, represent Lord Nityananda. So Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Nitai Pada Kamalayur Koti Chandra Shushitala. That the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, who is Lord Balaram, are as soothing as Koti Chandra, millions of moons. People are suffering 24/7, suffering in so many ways. The mind, the body, different enemies, all Kali Yuga, ocean of suffering. But we have to catch the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. Therefore, spiritual master is for one who is sincerely trying to figure out, what is my purpose in life? What should I do? How to attain happiness and attain pure love. Without love, there's no happiness. Prema is meant for Krishna and Radha. So, Nite Bai, Radha Krishna. One has to please the Guru and Guru Tattva, Lord Nityananda and his representatives. And then the mercy of Radha and Krishna will manifest in one's heart and in one's life. Unless one pleases Guru and Guru Tattva, Nityananda, then you cannot approach Radha, and Krishna will not give you their mercy. Gauranga Mahaprabhu, of course, is Krishna in the mood, not the form. He's golden, but his mood is that of Srimati Radharani, the most merciful, the most personification of prema, pure love. And she loves Krishna so much, she has so much compassion. Karunyaki, Karunya. She's full of compassion, and Krishna comes in that mood of compassion. So that is what is needed in the age of Kali Yuga. Other dosha nide Rajan. The only thing required is SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. According to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, if you burn all the books on the planet except SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, Bhagavad Gita, of course, then there will be no loss. No loss. SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM is a ripened fruit, Nigama Kalpatarur, Galitam Phalam, Galitam Phalam, the ripened fruit of all knowledge, all the Vedic knowledge, everything, because it focuses on the path of devotion to the Supreme Lord. Savaipum Samparo Dharmo, Yato Bhaktir Adokshajay. Ahoy Tuki Apratihata Dayatma Samprasidati. That the only real value in life is pure devotional service to the Supreme Lord and his representative, and to take shelter of Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha is very important. Therefore, when Lord Chaitanya quotes the verse, Asat Sangatya, by rejecting non-devotee association, it means it immediately refers and suggests, well, you have to take shelter of sadhus, real sadhus. Ajata Shatrava Shanta Sadhava Sadhubhushanam Titikshava Kunika Surida Sarvadehinam Ajata Shatrava. The qualities of a devotee are delineated by Kapila Dev in this third canto. The qualities of a pure devotee are also delineated in the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. That he never causes anxiety to anyone, nor does he accept if someone attacks him mentally, verbally. He never takes offense. He has no enemy whatsoever. No, even someone considers enemy, that is his friend. And he sees all adverse conditions as the mercy of the Lord, like Queen Kunti. Bring on give me some more, adverse conditions. Give me more vipadashantu tashashvat. Give me Krishna, give me, because then I have to really pray to you. I really have to depend on you, Krishna. And by depending on you, I cross the ocean of birth and death, right? In Kunti's prayers. She's praying like that. Don't give me too much material happiness. Jan Maishwari Shuta Shribir. I don't need that. The devotee is like this. He sees everything as arrangement of Krishna for his purification, so that he can, his pure love for Krishna, his pure love for Radharani and Krishna can be awakened and developed. The Bhakti Lata can grow nicely. He avoids the 10 offenses to the holy name. He avoids the offenses, especially to the Vaishnavas, offenses to the spiritual master. Like this, these offenses are also described in the Hari Bhakti Vilas, in Prabhupada's Nectar of Devotion. Very many books are described. Chaitanya Charitamrita also describes offenses to the holy name. So that is the journey that we are taking. It takes great determination. Utsahan nishchaya dhiryat tat karma pravartana. We have to be enthusiastic to taste this nectar that comes from a strong sadhana bhakti process. It comes from great determination. It comes from patience, being patient. Don't become upset, oh, I've been chanting for 30 years. Why am I not getting the ruchi? Habe bolo se de namar aparada gucci sudaname ruchi. When will I transcend the offenses to the holy name that I'm committing? When will I have a taste? The nectar of the holy name is full of nectar, but we're jaundiced. It's like a man who's sick. He can't taste the sugar. It tastes bitter. But the process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, chanting will purify us to the point where we can attain to ruchi, tasting the nectar of Krishna's holy name. So that is basically what I understood in this particular purport by Srila Prabhupada. And I can open up here for some questions or comments by the exalted Vaishnavas in Africa.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful Shastric delivery of Krishna Katha. It's very beautiful when you hear the devotees speak and quotes, which is an authoritative statement because the scriptures are our law books. So you did a very beautiful job. Dear devotees, if anyone may have questions, comments, realizations, please you may indicate by using the hand emoji or your physical hand, and you'll be asked to unmute to speak. Prabhu, you said something in your delivery that is so true, but I believe it also needs some sort of a little bit of explanation. And that is, a devotee is someone who tries his or her best not to put anyone in anxiety. Now, as moochy as I am, one time I was trying to preach a little bit to somebody. And I think this person is very sincere and clever at the same time. This person tells me, because the way I was speaking, the person sensed that I was going to say things from the scriptures that he is guilty of. So he said, no, it's okay. Don't tell me anything more, because if I didn't know and I did them, it's not good, but it's better than knowing them and not doing them. So he didn't want to know what the scriptures is saying about what he is doing that is against Shastra, scriptures. And therefore, he told me not to continue, and I had to stop. He said, no, don't continue, because if I hear God is telling me, don't do this, God is going to question me that I sent this person to remind you, and you still didn't listen to him. So if he didn't hear from me, then then he is good. So in this way, when a devotee tries to preach, he's more or less going to put somebody in anxiety. Somebody is going to feel worried. So what exactly do we mean when we say a devotee is one who is trying his or her best not to put others into anxieties?
Well, for one thing, one devotee was complaining that the Matajis in the temple are, agitating him, and he's in anxiety. Prabhupada said, "You're already in anxiety. What are you talking about? You're already in anxiety." So, Krishna says in the Gita also that the demons in the 11th chapter, that the demons become fearful upon hearing your name. That's a verse, right? Arjuna tells Krishna that, oh, Krishna, Madhusudan, they become fearful or agitated by hearing your name. Therefore, it's recommended by the Goswamis, specifically Rupa Goswami, that we see the Lord in everyone's heart. We only associate with devotees. We avoid the atheistic demons, and we show compassion to those who are humble, innocent, and receptive. So many times we're distributing books, people attack us. We go on a kirtan, people attack us. They're already like Hiranyakashipus. They're envious of the Lord, like Duryodhan. He's so envious of Krishna. So, as Krishna says, Dvishata Kuran, Dvishata, envy. Krishna said, Name Dvesha, Dvesha, Dvishata, envious. They're already envious, so they don't want to hear. They're in denial. They're in denial. Denial is not a river in Africa. Denial is they don't want to hear the truth. Duryodhan refused to accept Krishna as God. Even he showed Virat Rup at the assembly hall in Hastinapur. Oh, no. He's just a magician. That's all. A magician. He's not God. Like that. So denial. Oh, don't tell me. I don't want to hear. No, don't. Prabhupada said, someone's jumping off a roof, and you're telling him, sir, and you're grabbing the person, please. Oh, don't tell me anything. I'm jumping. Like this Prabhupada says, they're jumping off the roof. Don't tell them. Don't tell me anything. We're trying to save them. And they're belligerent, obstinate, pramati, obstinate, like a donkey, donkeys, they don't, obstinate. So you're speaking to this person. I don't want to hear. Don't tell me. Because if you tell me, then maybe I have to surrender. I have to become Hari, better devotee or a Hari, like that. So this is the ahankara vimudatma. Ahankar vimudatma. They're bewildered. Muda means a donkey or an ass. The ahankar is so big that no one can tell me anything. And if you do tell me something, I'll punish you. This is the atheistic scientist now. If you question my paradigm, my worldview, I will punish you. You'll be ostracized, you'll be kicked out. You can't even question their atheism anymore, or they'll throw you out of the universities. They'll throw you out of their community. So they're enraged because you say God exists. God is happy, he's alive and well. You're such a fool. Oh, how dare you talk about God? You see? So atheism is all pervasive in our world today. It's a ubiquitous in our world today. Atheism, demonism, same thing. Demon, atheist. Envious of Krishnatvam Dvishata Kuran. Naradamam, the lowest of mankind, lowest creature. Unfortunately, like Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur, they went door to door and people abused them. Our business is to, in any situation, in the face of, abuse and insulting and hostility. I remember in America distributing books, it's so hostile. They attacked me so many times. They attacked devotees. They punch them. You get punched because of atheistic demons. But our business is to try and please Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the best of our ability. And that means, Prabhupada said, preaching is fighting. He said it. He said, I'm going to preach until my last breath. Let me preach. And that he did, He was the general, the Senapati Prabhupada, So that is our business. We are warriors, like Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj said. We're spiritual warriors. That is what we are, spiritual warriors. So we might get injured, they might kill us, but Mama Janmani Ishvare, Lord Chaitanya, give us a new body, keep going. We'll be back in 20 years, we'll be back preaching, even if you kill us. Come back, you can't stop it. Yes, so perhaps this person will listen to you in the future.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the answer, because I thought that this person is very clever, because then he will have some excuse to give to God that, okay, I didn't know. Even though ignorance is no excuse, but at least it's better than knowing fully that I'm not supposed to do this and doing it. Now, Prabhuji, I have one other question, which is quite outside today's theme or topic, but I don't know what is wrong with me, but I'm kind of obsessed, I might say, with the hereafter. I have this strong desire, praying to Guru and Krishna and the devotees, that when I leave my body, I do not take birth in this material world again. So
Right.
I've been wondering and thinking how things work on the other side. When during the Mahabharata war, it is said that Chandra, the demigods approached Chandra to allow his son to partake in the war. And he said, no. They spoke to him. He said, I can only spare him for 16 years. So that was Abhimanyu. So yeah. So the moon god's son appearing to partake in the Mahabharata war had to take birth as a baby.
How does? Oh,
as a baby, grow up just like normal human beings we grow, and he died just like normal average human beings we die, and we leave our bodies here. But there are other times also where somebody like Dasharat had to travel from this earth planet to go to the demigod's world to help them in a war against the demons. And he did not take birth there. He went to the higher world in his same matured body. So my question, in effect, is when we die and we have to go to different planets, do we go there the way we were as we were here on this earth planet, or we go and enter into somebody's womb to be born just like we experience on this earth planet? This is just inquisitive. It has nothing to do with going back home, back to God, but just to satisfy my inquisitive mind.
When the body dies, of course, you may have to, many of us may have to continue on in our devotional process. But like Krishna says, there's no loss or diminution. So we take birth in the womb. The verse, Shupam Bhavati Dharma Rashashvatanti Mniti Gachati. You take birth in a family, a wealthy family, or a family of very pious people, and continue on. Now, if you were to go to heavenly planets, that means you had some desire to enjoy in a very opulent way. Hopefully, we don't have that desire. But the body you get, like in the sun, Prabhupada said the sun is congested with beings, sun beings, but their body is made of fire. I just heard him say that on a lecture. He says, who says there's no life on these planets? He says the sun planet is compacted, congested with sun beings. They have a fiery body. When Arjuna and Krishna went to see Vishnu, the son of Vishnu wanted to see Arjuna and Krishna, and it's in the Krishna book. They went by mystic power. They went in their self-same bodies to see Lord Vishnu. So there's the arrangement of Krishna mystically. He can mystically arrange for you to have a god of a Gandharva, a body of a Gandharva, a body of one of those planets, so many higher planets. But ultimately, whether you're in a demigod body or in the Indragopa, the little insect, Lord Brahma saying, let me be an Indragopa, the soul, Sarvabhuteshu Yenaikam Bhavam Avyam Ikshate, the soul is one in quality, whether it's Brahma or Indragopa. So to answer your question, when Jayananda left his body from cancer, Prabhupada was still there, 76, 77. And he wrote a letter. And in the letter, he said, if you had any tinge of material enjoyment, then you will go first to heaven. He said that. But if you had no tinge of material desire, you simply wanted to please Guru and Krishna, then you will take birth in Goloka Vrindavan, or maybe Lord Chaitanya wants you to preach somewhere in the universe, so many universes in Kali Yuga. So that was a letter by Prabhupada. I mean, Prabhupada says that even at the time of your death, at the time of your death, if you may be in a condition where you won't remember Krishna, Prabhupada said Krishna will come and help you. Krishna will remember you based on your sincerity. Srila Prabhupada mentions that. So supposing you get in a car accident, you're in a coma, and you leave your body. Do you think Krishna won't help you? Krishna says, my devotees will never be vanquished. Apichet sudaracharo, sadar eva samantavya samyak davasito hisaha. Shipam bhavati dharmad ma shashvastantim nigachati kunteya pratijani namir bhakta pranashyati. Krishna is always our well-wisher, our friend, our best friend, and he's always going to take care of us. So it's not just, mechanically, maybe I won't remember Krishna, maybe I'm in a hospital, I'm in a coma. Krishna will look at all our endeavors to please Prabhupada, to please the spiritual masters, and he will deliver us. Maybe in the womb of a devotee somewhere and continue on, or back home, back to Godhead, who knows? But we're Lord Chaitanya's soldiers. And Lord Chaitanya will not forget. Krishna is very grateful, very grateful. He came and he became unlimited sorry because Draupadi said, oh, hey, Govinda. Just called out Krishna's name. Oh, Govinda, hey, Govinda. She let her hands go and just full surrender, Atmani Vedanam. And then Govinda became unlimited sorry. Even Dushashan burnt, he got completely exhausted. So like that, Krishna always remembers devotee. Yomam Pashati Sarvasya Sarvam Chamai Pashati. Always remembered his devotee. Tadyaham na pranashyami. That he's never lost to me, nor am I ever lost to him. That is Krishna's promise. So we never lost. If you have a desire to maybe on the way back to Godhead, see the heavenly planets, that's also Krishna can arrange. But devotee, of course, Lord Chaitanya says, Mama Janmani Janmani. I don't even want the 5 kinds of liberation. Same body as the Lord, same planet as the Lord, same opulence as the Lord, association with the Lord, and moksha. Though he doesn't care for even all the 5. He simply wants to always serve Yogendra Nandana, the son of Maharaj Nanda, the son of Mother Yashoda, Yashoda Nandana. That is his only desire. Whether it's in hell or heaven, doesn't matter. Narayana Parasarvina Kutaschana Bibhiti, Swarga Pavarga Narakeshu, Apitulyatsa Parchada. 6th canto. I don't care, put me in hell, that's good. Krishna, now Krishna has to help me because I'm in hell. Let me depend on Krishna at every moment. You know, I don't want too much bhoga, too much aishvarya. That may be a problem. Distraction. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much. I guess Prabhuji, you're speaking from India.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
I am retired here. I'm retired in India, so to speak. I mean, I do a lot of preaching, but...
Yeah. Okay. So it must be quite late for you. Dear devotees, does anyone have something to ask before Prabhu leaves for the day? There was one question I had, which it might seem a little controversial, but it shouldn't feel controversial to anyone. And that is probably, if you may help me, probably others also, that those direct disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they are excluded. Within ISKCON, we know that Srila Prabhupada is our gold standard. Whatever we say, whatever we do, should reflect on what Srila Prabhupada said and did, and how he did them, and how he expects us to do them. But me sitting here, not being a direct disciple of Srila Prabhupada, I cannot overlook my guru to jump to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada says, you jump, you break your leg. So I cannot jump over my guru to go to Srila Prabhupada. I know Srila Prabhupada through my guru. So the question is, how does one love and care for his guru just as much as you, the direct disciples of Srila Prabhupada, cared and are cared for and loved and continue to love and care for Srila Prabhupada? How can we have that same attitude for our gurus and for Srila Prabhupada ultimately at the same time, without jumping over our guru, and at the same time making sure that what our gurus are telling us, are doing, are just what Srila Prabhupada said for us? Sometimes I've heard a couple of devotees also ask this same question in different ways, but this is the way I just want to present mine, that how do we keep our guru, our personal guru, especially our Diksha guru, intact with all our hearts, with all our soul, yet at the same time we have that same love and caring for Srila Prabhupada. And since Srila Prabhupada is the gold standard, we also make sure that our guru, whom we love dearly, is giving us what Srila Prabhupada gave us. And if he's not giving us what Srila Prabhupada gave us, then we may submissively ask some questions. This is my thought, but I'm asking this to get your advice or wisdom to help me, and probably other devotees also.
Yeah, there's different approaches to this point of discussion. So, of course, in the Upadeshamrita, it's described that even a Kanishta Adhikari, a Prakrita Adhikari Bhakta, can give initiation into the Sampradaya. So that's one this point, that even someone neophyte, they may be in a position where they have to give Diksha. And of course, in the purport there, Prabhupada says, of course, the adequacy of making a lot of spiritual advancement will be somewhat compromised. That's in the Upadeshamrita. I can't remember, I think maybe the sixth one. So that's one angle of vision. So if, like historically, many gurus have fallen down, giving Diksha, and then they fall. Sorry, I have low battery. Then we have to.
You may just round it up since you have a low battery.
Yeah, 20% left. We still have to feel that this person is devotee. He has faltered. Srila Prabhupada, therefore, is the Param Guru. He is, therefore, in our Parampara, Shiksha Guru is more important than Diksha Guru, more important than Vartamana Varshika Guru. But they're all three are our gurus. It's like many, in the last so many years, I've brought people to the Krishna conscious movement, but I'm not a Diksha Guru, but I'm there, Vartamana Padarshika Guru. Also Shiksha, I've given them Shiksha. So we have to, the new devotees always put on a big pedestal the one who gives them Diksha. But I remember Srila Prabhupada, he was saying there will be many, Diksha Gurus. There's also a reference that Shiksha Guru, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has a song, I'd have to reference it, where he says Shiksha Guru is more important. Now, as far as loving your Diksha Guru, he is passing the mercy from Srila Prabhupada to you. The whole parampara is now you have taken Diksha. Tad Viginartam Sagurumivabhikaja. You have to take Diksha. It's very unfortunate that many of the Diksha Gurus were actually not so advanced, or else how could you fall down into sinful life? So this movement is very fledgling movement, very young movement, struggling in so many ways. So one should be very discerning, first of all. But once you accept a guru, there's the relationship is there, there's emotional, there's love. But having been in the movement a very long time, most of my life, I'm always urging devotees that be careful. Don't put the Diksha Guru way up there on a high pedestal. Be very discerning. Be very, do your due diligence. Do your homework. Look for the qualities that are described by Krishna of a real devotee, unmotivated devotee. No pride, no desire for followers. These things are very important to look out for. I know some gurus who became overwhelmed by false pride and power and fell down. They're my godbrothers. The love for Srila Prabhupada is overriding everything. Our love for Srila Prabhupada is like the pole star. The pole star, everyone can navigate around the pole star. So our love for Srila Prabhupada is very deep. I only associated Prabhupada 5-6 times in Vapu form. But Vani, the more we serve, the more we experience Srila Prabhupada within our hearts. And that love for Srila Prabhupada is the oceanic. He is a great, great Mahabhagavat. When someone guru becomes Mahabhagavat, it'll be very obvious. It'll be very obvious. Here, up to this point, I haven't seen anyone like Prabhupada in ISKCON, but there are some very more advanced devotees, but everyone has to be very careful because you may be advanced, but Maharaj Bharat, he fell in love with a deer. He was at the point of bhav. These are warnings. Prabhupada's giving us warnings, Sukadeva Goswami. But we have to love all devotees also, because Chanakya Pandit said that even you can take knowledge from even a undereducated or Sudra person, take gold from a dirty place. Like this, we we can even take direction from someone who's a neophyte, maybe very enthusiastic, maybe more sincere. Maybe I'm complacent. I've been chanting for 30 years. Maybe I'm despondent. I'm not, making enough progress. I become whimsical with my sadhana. These things are very common in the associates, in the organization of ISKCON. Many devotees who I know, oh, I'm a Prabhupada disciple. Well, are you chanting your 16 rounds? No. So we have to continue on and don't become despondent or, on the other side of the coin, complacent. Both things are dangerous, So I don't know if I answered your question. It's a very touchy question. It's a very controversial question. And many devotees who lost their guru, I would never become, like some sycophant when the guru came, offer respect as I do to all devotees. If you put a person who's not qualified on a high position, it's very dangerous for that person. You're enabling that person to become overly proud, overly arrogant, overly manipulative with his power. And time again, calamities have ensued. And then thousands of devotees have left our movement because they had this guru who was positioned as a Mahabhagavat, absolute power, can do no wrong. And then when he fell down, I'm not saying any names, but we all know who they are, then people just leave. They because of false interpretation of the platform on which their guru is. Prabhupada said Madhyamadikari means you may be a neophyte, but if you try to preach, it's a preaching movement. Come to that Madhyam platform, at least in action. Maybe you're not remembering Krishna 24/7. That's the stage of Rasika Bhakta or Raga Bhakta. And that's part of the sadhana bhakta. There's Vedi Bhakti and then there's Raga Bhakti. If you're not at Raga Bhakti, but you're acting in the preaching mood, constantly trying to reclaim the souls, then I think that's a safe position. But don't think, oh, now my guru, he's done so much preaching, opened so many temples, he's a Mahabhagavat. We'll know when the Mahabhagavat, when he emerges. It's just self-evident, very self-evident. Srila Prabhupada, no one can compare that I have ever seen in my experience. Nothing close. I mean, incredible. It's a miracle. He's not accomplished a great miracle. Who's done that? So, okay. Anyway.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. You said your phone battery is low.
Yeah.
But I think you did a very wonderful justice to my question, and I hope it helps other devotees here or who may be watching or listening to this on YouTube, either now or later on. But one thing that really rings in my mind at the moment is that one time I asked my Guru Dev, His Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj, a question regarding guruship, and his response, and I think he said that quite a number of times in his various preachings, that if you are a guru and you understand that you are just a via medium, that you're receiving whatever is being offered to you to pass them on to your guru, and you see them as a service that you are rendering on behalf of your guru, that you are still a disciple, then most likely the Lord and your Guru is going to help you. You don't fall. But when one thinks that he is the all in all, so my understanding is that one may not be a Paramhamsa or whatever, but if he is, like you quoted, even neophyte, whatever, can become a Diksha Guru. If one understands that he is doing that as a service on behalf of his Guru, then there is no much danger. That is my little understanding. But thank you for sharing what you shared with us, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Sahadev Prabhu. Thank you, devotees of Africa. Looking forward to coming to Africa and doing some nice preaching.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Some
you.
of my
Thank you.
ancestors are from there, so
Yes.
I feel obliged.
Yes.
I feel obliged to
Yes.
go back
Mhm.
to my roots and distribute Krishna consciousness.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Before Prabhuji leaves for today, we're going to humbly request all the devotees to kindly unmute, and we all chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra to express our appreciation to our revered uncle, His Grace KRIPANIDHI Prabhu. Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna. Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna
Yo
Krishna Hare
Namo
Hare.
Nama.
Hare Rama. Hare Rama.
Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Jai Gaura Piminande.
Jai. All glories to the Vaishnavas of Africa. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All glories to His Grace KRIPANIDHI Prabhu Ki Jai. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki